Hi, I'm Heidi Wickstrom, and I'm an attorney with Salvi, Schostok Pritchard.
Hi, my name is Michael Schostok, and I am also an attorney with Salvi, Schostok Pritchard.
Mike and I are here to talk today to you about birth injuries. Birth injuries are obviously a horrible, horrible complication that can occur either during pregnancy, during a birth, or sometimes immediately after a baby is born. What are some common types of birth injuries? Some common types of birth injuries are asphyxia, which would mean that the baby has been deprived of oxygen while in the womb or during birth or shortly after birth. Also, hand in hand with asphyxia can go chronic or acute hypoxia. Hypoxia means that the baby wasn't receiving enough oxygen when they were in the womb, when they were being born, or perhaps shortly after being born. And because of the lack of oxygen, there's been an injury that has resulted. Another type of a birth injury is a shoulder dystocia. Shoulder dystocia can occur when a baby's arm is caught on the mother's pubic bone before or during delivery, and the baby has suffered a fracture or sometimes nerve damage. Another common type of birth injury is called a brachial plexus injury. The brachial plexus is a collection of nerves that runs through the neck. There can be 1, 2, or more nerves, or all the nerves torn, that can result in severe and permanent injuries to the baby.
Now, there are many other types of birth injuries that can occur, such as cerebral palsy or intrauterine infections that went undiagnosed, causing some neurodegenerative complication in your newborn child. So if you or a family member believe that a birth injury has occurred, what are some steps that you should take? Well, it's very important that you contact an attorney right away. At that point, the attorney will order all of your medical records to determine whether or not something has occurred. And if there is a meritorious claim, it's important that the attorney then hire an expert to review those medical records. Hiring an expert in a birth injury case is statutorily required in the state of Illinois and in most states. The expert will be able to testify that the doctor had violated the standard of care that they were required to abide by, that their violation of the standard of care caused the injury to your newborn child, and that the injury to your newborn child as a result of the doctor's violation of the standard of care caused your child harm, past and future.
There are many different types of what we call damages that can be recoverable in birth injury cases. There are damages that are related to the baby or the child, and damages that can be related to the parents. Some types of damages are economic and non-economic damages. Economic damages mean related to money. So for example, if mom or dad, had to miss work as a result of the injury to the baby or the child, if mom or dad had to expend money out of pocket to pay for medical expenses for the child. Some non-economic damages are things such as past and future pain and suffering, past and future loss of a normal life, shortened life expectancy, where the child's life the life expectancy may not be as long as it would have been but for the birth injury, and disfigurement. So when you're considering the timeframes within which you file a birth injury lawsuit, remember that the timeframes are very strict and limited, and it's important to speak to an attorney about any concerns you have with respect to the statute of limitations. But in its most simplest form, a birth injury generally occurs either during pregnancy, during the birth, or after the birth. So the way it works in the state of Illinois is that you have 8 years from the time that you discovered the negligence occurred or when the negligence occurred, or until the child who suffered the birth injury reaches the age of 22, whichever is shorter.
Everyone here at Salvi, Schostok Pritchard is experienced in handling birth injury cases, from the attorneys to the assistants and the paralegals. If you believe that this has happened to you or a loved one, it's important that you contact us here at Salvi, Schostok Pritchard right away.